All right, everybody, welcome to Talking Taker, episode number 27 of our encyclopedic exploration, digging up the career of the greatest professional wrestling character of all time. We appreciate you tuning in and downloading this next chapter of Dead Man Talking. My name is Alex Dorio. I am your co-host for this journey, one half of the Creatures of the Night, and I am joined yet again in person for our second ever live episode by my wrestling buddy, Extreme T, Travis White. How you doing, man?
I'm great, man. I'm enjoying our second house show here.
That's
or
right.
Live event, whatever you would call it. They call them live events now, but we used to call them house shows. So I guess this is our second ever house show. So yeah, drove down again. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
If you want to bring Talking Taker to your house or to your city, we are available to do live episodes elsewhere. We'll be happy to do that. We can work that out for you. You can hit us up on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. We'd love to do it. Man, we don't have to reserve these to just ourselves. Or if you want to come hang out next time we do a live one, let us know.
Absolutely.
All you
should have got Shivani.
listeners out there. Man,
we want to get Shivani.
right down the street.
I know.
It's not too late. We can do another one.
Yeah.
But we are here continuing on our exploration, one pay-per-view match at a time, through The Undertaker's career. And we are coming upon a historic, memorable match with so much to talk about. We are at October 1996, in your house, Buried Alive.
Oh, man. Yeah. We mentioned last episode how that was Mankind's theme not podcast, In Your House, Mind Games. This one's Undertaker's first one. He's going to get a couple more here as this In Your Houses go. But yeah, this is his first one. Buried Alive. Yeah, like you said, so much to talk about. This is the culmination of, at this point, 6.5 months worth of story,
Yeah, absolutely.
Because this show takes place on October 20th, 96, and April 1st is when Mankind debuted. So yeah, 6.5 months of storytelling all coming to fruition here, this one show. Can you imagine that nowadays?
No. No. It never happens anymore. No, not like that.
No.
Not in that main event style.
Right.
And yeah, not
This
with
is
this
the main
much.
event of this show.
It is the main event
There's no
of this show.
title match
Nope.
on the show.
Shawn Michaels has the night off.
Yeah.
Even he's on commentary.
Right.
No matches, but yeah, and they've made a huge deal out of this. We've talked
Yeah.
about how Undertaker does not need the title, but he is still arguably the top guy, the centerpiece, the cornerstone, not the gravestone. We'll talk about
exactly.
gravestone here in a minute, but he's clearly the cornerstone of the WWF. This pay-per-view is more proof of that. He is in the main event for this feud with Mankind. The whole pay-per-view is built around him, literally. Like, all of the graphics, the entire set design, every piece of this pay-per-view is built around The Undertaker and around this Buried Alive match concept with Mankind. So it's really, really cool to see.
Absolutely. And not only this pay-per-view, but the 4 weeks of Raw and Superstars building up to it. I mean, between Mind Games and Buried Alive, they have this gravestone and this mound of dirt on every single episode. Of course, they're filmed all on the same night, but
it's in the middle of the entryway.
Yeah,
so you
alleyway.
see it, this headstone, very famous with Mankind and Undertaker's images on
love
there.
to have that.
Like, yes. With the date of the show, so you're getting that every time someone walks down the aisle.
No matter who it was, if it was Who or Triple H or
The Pug.
The Pug. The Pug or Farouk Assad, was that last name?
Farouk Assad. Yep.
Golly. Yeah. Any of them. We walk by and the headstone's right there, gravestone, whatever you want to call it. It's cool, man. They had this all planned out and really neat. And again, we mentioned way back beginning of this episodes of Talking Taker that Vince saw something in this character from day one. And production-wise, he's built, again, he has an elaborate entrance, whether it was coming on a hearse with a vulture, or whether it's ascending to the heavens to walk with the angels.
Yeah.
Or whether it's literally every night he comes out, he gets the lights down. Last episode we talked about he has pyro shooting off like Kane. Here he gets his own show. And he's the only guy that up to this point had his own like theme matches too, with casket and coffins and well then you had your final curtain.
Final curtain, rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in
Body
peace.
bag.
all those things. Again, production-wise, Vince McMahon doesn't hesitate to put money into this character, and here he's got a whole pay-per-view built around him. And again, just the production, whether it's the graphics like you mentioned or the headstone and all of it's just, man, it's just really, Vince McMahon loves his character. It's awesome to see.
It is. And I'm glad you brought up all the craziness of that the Undertaker has been a part of, the ascending to the heavens, all that ridiculous stuff. Because I want to talk about that here at the beginning, because I was excited to go back and watch this because I remember watching this as a kid. I remember seeing this match on Coliseum Home Video, and I was excited to revisit it because I didn't have fond memories of it. Because, I thought even for the Undertaker character, this concept stretched believability a little bit. They were going to have a buried alive match. All right, we've had casket matches, and that's one thing. You get thrown in a casket, you get wheeled to the back, you pop out of the casket. The idea and the way that they're selling this match, which, as we get into it, they make it a little bit more believable towards the end. But anyway, the way that they're selling this is someone is going to be buried alive, put in a grave with 6 feet of dirt piled on them.
And take a dirt nap.
Yes. Someone is going to die. Which, to me, stretched believability a little bit. Even with everything that The Undertaker does.
That's
even
hilarious.
Flying up out of the casket. I know, he's a supernatural character.
Right.
It stretches that. But this, it was a little bit too much. It was a little cheesy. I couldn't get into it, even as a kid. It just seemed a little bit, I couldn't take it seriously. I couldn't suspend my disbelief enough about that. And I think maybe that's why this pay-per-view, I don't think it has a really fond following.
It's a one-match show.
Mindset about it. Well, it's also that too. Again, like we talked about with Mind Games, this show sucks.
Yeah, there's something I want to point out.
Else on this show.
There's something else I want to point out. It's historically cool at the beginning of this show, but at the time it was nothing. But I think it's interesting you pointed out because that's funny. As a 10-year-old, you couldn't even suspend your disbelief that far for this.
It was too much.
Someone's going to get murdered on pay-per-view in a WWF ring. So, that's crazy to think about. I didn't think about that.
Kind of like the Goldust stuff. A little bit too much. Pushing the boundaries a little bit too much. And Buried Alive, for me, was pushing it a little bit too much. But I'll talk about that when we get to the end, too. But at the beginning, like we said, you've got the headstone that everyone's passing by, all this build-up. And there's no tune-up matches on any of these episodes of Raw. Mankind and Undertaker don't compete from Mind Games up until Buried Alive. But on every episode of Raw, there's this running thread, how this match gets built up. There are some promos on every episode of Raw, one of Undertaker and one of Mankind in a graveyard, cutting promos on each other.
All there, Mankind. Last night, you witnessed who truly is the master of the mind game. In Mankind, I have condemned you to eternal damnation. Mankind, I am going to bury you alive, and you will never rest in peace.
I'm sure you can find these on YouTube. We've probably posted them already on our Twitter and Facebook and all that good stuff. You got to watch these.
Yeah.
They are something else, man. They're unreal.
In like a
Very
good
unreal.
and a bad way.
Yes.
Like it's so bad it's a good way. Kinda.
It's very confusing. I saw the first ones, and I wasn't sure if they were in separate graveyards or something like that. But no, clearly the story being told, they're in the same graveyard. Mankind does something, and then Undertaker appears later in the night. He picks up something that Mankind left behind as he was digging up the grave. Undertaker has been digging up the grave, and Mankind jumps in it at one point and says,
He says, this is too small for Undertaker. Because he's standing up and his head's coming out of the ground.
Mankind is digging in the dirt with his hands, saying,
No, Mankind, you don't need to do this. You don't understand. What if I don't have to? He will come. If I dig it, he will come. But the Undertaker will dig his own grave.
It's hilarious.
Oh.
But it's great.
Yeah.
It's cheesy,
Yeah.
but it's great. Very entertaining.
It's fun. It's fun to watch. And then, oh man, Undertaker gives this promo about...
Who could have thought that it would come to this? Each time you escape the clutches of these purple fists, you grew stronger, yet more evil.
And I don't even remember the rest of these. I just laughed so hard. So it was perfect, man. I wish he had a shirt that said "These Purple Gloves" on it. Like Braun Strowman has "Get These Hands" now.
No, we could have that.
We
Purple
might.
Gloves.
Yes.
Yeah, we might have that. Yeah, if someone can explain to me this plot line or what's actually happening here, I don't know if they're literally in the cemetery. Are they building the graveyard that is being built at the Market Square Arena as Jim Ross keeps hyping up that they're going to build an actual graveyard in this arena. You got to come see it.
Well, that's what I'm saying is Undertaker wastes his time digging this hole here because they're going to build one at the pay-per-view in Indianapolis. So, bless his heart. But you know what? Just like when he built his own caskets, dig his own grave.
Digging his own grave. Oh my goodness.
Who knows? For all we know, they could have cut out the chunk of land here and just transported it to Indianapolis.
That's true.
I'm kidding, people. But seriously, he's a man of his own. You know, he gets his hands dirty, literally and figuratively. He builds his own caskets and coffins, and he digs his own graves here, apparently. So.
And he says something very chilling in that last promo on the Raw right before Buried Alive. He says, Undertaker says, if it takes destroying The Undertaker to destroy you, mankind, then that is what I must do.
Yeah.
So he has reached a new level. The announcers keep saying The Undertaker is showing another side. He must have 30 different sides to him that we've seen so far because he's always showing a new side to himself in every match. But here he has... kind of reached his limits. He's gone crazy with this villain that he can't destroy, Mankind, and now he's willing to destroy himself to get rid of Mankind. Kind of sounding like
it's like the Dark Knight, right?
I was just going to say Dark Knight.
Batman is willing to take himself out in order to save, clear Two-Face or whatever, and take it out and the Joker out. So yeah, very cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So that's the build-up, and we'll dive in because we got a lot to talk about with this match, right?
Yeah.
October 20th. October 20th.
Yeah.
1996. You always got a date. So I never have a date.
A date guy. But yeah, we didn't give dates to those episodes of Raw because it's just literally every single week in between Mind Games and Buried Alive. You want to go watch. There's a Mankind segment and an Undertaker segment. Again, they're for all we know the same cemetery. Who knows?
It has to be. Yeah.
So it's raining at one point, and then it sounds like they have the umbrella mic'd up because the rain is just pounding on it. But anyway, onto the pay-per-view. Again, it's in your house. Themed around Undertaker. The entrance ramp, like is a cemetery gate, which I thought was really cool. Again, production, man. Undertaker gets all the money he needs, I guess, from Vince McMahon to build this up, which is really cool. You know, and I always enjoyed the themed entrances, like when WCW would do Halloween Havoc and Bash to the Beach. This gives it a cool feel.
It feels like that.
Yeah.
It's October pay-per-view.
Yeah.
They're leaning into that.
Halloween style. Yeah, so it's cool. But there's this huge mound of dirt and a shovel and a headstone and it's the same headstone that's been in every episode of Raw last month. But again, just cool, really cool production for yet another signature match of The Undertaker that we're going to see several more of as we continue down this road here. But one thing I wanted to mention is that the opening match, the curtain jerker of this show, is Hunter Hearst Helmsley versus Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah, how about that?
Exactly, yeah. What are the odds? Them opening the show. But I want to say this is that this is the debut of the glass break music. Yeah, so again, at the time, because you and I just watched the last episode of Raw before this, and he has the old remaster music. It's October 14th, I think it is. And but on this show, he debuts that music. But again, in the audience, they've been like, "What? I didn't know you got new music."
Right.
You know? So
yeah, who knew?
But who knew? How iconic that would become. I just wanted to point that out. I thought it was really neat.
Very cool.
That we got to experience that as we're going through Undertaker's career. Again, that's going to become an iconic song, and we'll hear it plenty of times as we continue down this road with Undertaker, and he and Stone Cold will cross paths. So.
And it's not a great match by any means. It doesn't live up to the standards you'd think of a Triple H Stone Cold match. I forget. Triple H is replacing someone. can't remember. Someone's hurt or Savio Vega, I think.
Probably
maybe.
Savio. He fights Undertaker.
But yeah, this whole pay-per-view's out of whack. But I did notice something too as we were watching it. Not as significant as that, but I didn't ever realize back then, back in the day, how much of 1996 WWF really relied on early 90s WCW guys filling up the card. Their entire undercard was basically in WCW a year or two ago.
Isn't that weird?
Triple H, Steve Austin, Brian Pillman, Mark Miro, Johnny B. Bad, Goldust, Dustin Rhodes, Vader, Cactus Jack, Mick Foley. I mean, just a year later, for some of these guys, they are filling up the WWF card. And it reminded me a lot of what we see nowadays because really lately TNA, it's like we've seen a huge TNA invasion in WWE, but the past couple of years Ring of Honor, these guys that were the mainstays there for so long, and so much of current day WWE with Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, then you got Bobby Roode, AJ Styles,
Mojo.
I was trying to think, Rockstar Spud just debuted a couple weeks ago. All sorts of these guys. It's really making up. I don't know. I just think that's interesting. We think of WWF having their homegrown stars, not wanting all this other talent, but sometimes they do.
As much as they crap on WCW for time. Again, I think I mentioned it last episode. They keep pooping on WCW for stealing their top stars, but they're just stealing the undercard.
Yeah.
And trying to replace it. And eventually they will go on to, main event. Like we know with Stone Cold and stuff like that. But yeah, it is very interesting. I'm glad you pointed that out because that's really I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, it's just kind of funny.
Yeah, it is funny.
Ron Simmons too.
Farouk. Golly, former world champion WCW, first ever black world champion.
Well, this feud has been epic. Of course, where we don't need to recap Undertaker Mankind feud, but there is a video highlighting the entire length of the feud before the match, so it's cool to go back and see how it's been going. And really, I mean, if you think about it, this feud has been unlike any other WWF feud ever. It's really escalated to new heights. It's been very intense, more so a different style of wrestling than we've seen in the WWF in a lot of ways. And it really kind of set the template for a lot of the Undertaker's feuds in the future. It's kind of revealing. It's cliche, but it's revealing another side of a layer to the Undertaker as a character, as a performer, and as an in-ring wrestler.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. And I think it's a precursor to the Attitude Era in and of itself.
It really is.
How I guess personal the rivalries get, the feuds get, and just how they, one match, a regular pinfall match is not enough. You got to go to something else because we'll see so much, innovation in the Attitude Era with Falls Count Anywhere or ladders or Hell in a Cell or whatever, hardcore matches, whatever. Everything, a regular, a match can't be contained in the squared circle anymore.
No,
so,
it's non-sanctioned. So it has to be very. They make a huge deal of that. The WWF is not sanctioning this, which means that they're not responsible for whatever these two guys want to do to each other. Apparently, one of the announcers says they both asked for this. They wanted something like this. So, if that's the case, this is non-sanctioned. Tell me why there's a referee in the ring, a WWF referee in uniform. In the ring.
I was going to bring that up too. I have no idea.
I don't get it.
I've never understood that in any of these unsanctioned matches that we ever come across. It's like this is the first one, but we'll come across some others in history. As WWF progresses. But yeah, why is there a referee? It doesn't make any sense.
No.
I have no idea. Is he
and what's
there to
his
raise
job?
the hand? Yeah, what's his job?
He's not counting a pinfall.
No,
it's whoever goes in the grave.
Yeah,
wins.
the crowd can see who buries someone alive. We don't need a referee there.
He serves no purpose.
I guess he just
there to communicate. Yeah,
kayfabe-wise he doesn't, but I guess he just there to give time cues.
Exactly.
I guess. So.
But it's just
in real life,
pretty silly.
Yeah, but I do love Jerry Lawler say he's like, what does that even mean? Unsanctioned. Like I think it's something like a shoot too. He's like, what? What does that even mean? And Vince explains like what you just said. Like we're not responsible or liable for whatever happens. So.
We've got Vince and Lawler on commentary. So.
Because JR has disappeared. Throughout the show. Again, this is still the whole fake Diesel, fake Razor. They've debuted by this point. JR is kind of heel, but I don't know what he's doing. It doesn't
make any sense.
It's a really
so
dumb,
weird to go back and watch.
Yeah, it's awful. But so at this point in the show, his mic is cut out, I think, and he leaves. And so it's just we just have Lawler and Vince. But if you turn on the show, JR is there at the beginning.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
But he has no microphone. So anyway.
Undertaker comes out again, as we've said on the last show. No entrance gear. He's been just stripped down. He's seeking revenge. He's not there to put on a show or anything like that. He's there to fight. So no hat, no gear, nothing like that. Yep. And the Fireflies are out again. And I didn't notice it in the last one, but I just thought about this one. Those are lighters. Those aren't people holding up their phones.
Exactly.
And there's a lot of them in the crowd. People throwing their lighters up. But Undertaker, man, that's cool.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, you're right. No one brought a flashlight, so yeah, it's their lighter from their pocket. So that's hilarious. You wouldn't see that nowadays. So
there's kind of like thunder and lightning as part of this entrance, and the King says it's raining.
Yeah, he said it's raining. So that was weird. But one thing he does say when Undertaker's walking out, he says he looks right at home beside the grave. So, but yeah, I think Mankind and Bear came out first, right? And Mankind's just sitting in the ring rocking, and yeah, that's when Undertaker comes out to that. And yeah, I mean, just like the last few matches we've been mentioning, he gets in the ring and boom, slugfest, man.
Yes.
Right as he gets in, which is good. Again,
that's the way it should be.
It's the way it should be. That's the way his feud is gone. It's the way the story's been told. They should not care about grappling and he wants to hurt Mankind. He wants to, again, like you said, he's willing to end the Undertaker just to take out Mankind. So that's pretty cool.
Undertaker's on fire, like you said. Mankind throws him into the corner, and Undertaker just no-sells it, picks up Mankind, throws him into the corner, and then he tosses Mankind out, jumps on the top rope, and leaps to the outside from the top rope onto Mankind. Like a flying whatever. Like it wasn't a clothesline. It wasn't anything.
It wasn't a crossbody. He just leapt on it.
It was awesome.
But that's the first time we've seen Undertaker go to the top rope and jump to the outside.
I think so. Yeah.
For a big guy like that, I mean, that is. I just wrote, what the heck? This is crazy.
He's going nuts.
He's just letting it all hang out. Again, he's willing to destroy himself, and the commentary puts that over. He said that. They say he said he's willing to destroy himself, destroy Mankind. So I just wrote, he almost did there. I mean, because what a dangerous spot, Jump to the outside. Because he doesn't jump on the mats. He jumps on the aisleway, like the concrete. And he lands on his hip when he hits him. So
yeah, just reckless abandonment.
It was ugly, but it was good. It's awesome. It makes it feel more real. This stuff doesn't look so choreographed and practiced. It looks real. So it was fun. And then they kind of fight their way up the aisle a little bit toward the mound of dirt in the grass.
To the grave,
Yeah. And Mankind, or Undertaker goes to grab the shovel. Mankind kind of grabs it and hits it like the butt of the shovel, I think Lawler says, in the throat of Undertaker. So that's a pretty dirty move there.
Yeah.
And he goes for a suplex on the mound, and Undertaker reverses it.
And this, we talked, I think it was one of the matches with Goldust.
Yeah.
The second match with Goldust, I think.
Maybe 3 episodes ago.
The Undertaker busted out a small package in that match, which I'd never seen him do before or since. But in this one, like you said, Goldust goes or Mankind goes for a suplex, and Undertaker reverses it into that small package.
Again!
They're on top of the gravesite. And then they just roll together in their small package bundle all the way down the hill, like 3 or 4 times, rolling over to the ground. That's how Undertaker blocked Mankind.
That's how he chose to block that. Again, it looks like something out of a Bugs Bunny cartoon.
It was hilarious.
It's hilarious. Not supposed to be, but it was. But yeah, he grapevines a leg or whatever and rolls him up, and they just tumble down the hill.
I wonder if they were laughing as that happened.
Mick Foley had to be. That was hilarious, man. Golly, go watch it just for that. It's so funny.
And then I also laughed because at this point the camera zooms in on some fan in the crowd for like 5 seconds for no reason. And Jerry Lawler says,
and indeed someone is going to take that proverbial dirt nap, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, right here, live.
What if her Undertaker knows she got up?
Beg your pardon? There are a lot of creatures of the night here in Indianapolis.
She looked like a creature, all right.
I was just like, golly.
Harsh.
It's not even Paul Beary's making fun. It's a poor little fan in the audience. So, yeah, at this point, they've taken themselves back to the ringside, and commentary keeps saying dirt nap. Dirt nap. They're going to take it. Someone's going to take a dirt nap tonight.
That's the word.
Dirt nap. Yeah, that's the calendar. Vince McMahon's calendar, word this week is dirt naps. They keep saying dirt. Which has anyone ever called? When you go to a funeral, do you go see someone take a dirt nap? No,
not.
You don't. It's just like ridiculous. So
Yeah, don't say that the next time you go to a funeral.
yeah.
Sorry, your uncle's taking a dirt nap.
That does not go
Might not
over.
go well.
That might not go well. So
Unless you're Jerry Lawler, you probably get
Yeah.
away with it.
But I wrote when he said she looks like a creature. I just wrote, man, that was so much like Heenan. Like that reminded me of Bobby Heenan. He would have said the exact same thing. So I just appreciated that little comment about the poor little girl in the audience.
Yeah.
She wasn't that bad.
No,
So, for '96.
mean.
So yeah.
They start fighting in the crowd here, Undertaker just hurls Mankind over the barrier, and then he runs from the crowd and hits a leaping clothesline over the barrier. Man, I'm like loving this so far. It's all Undertaker. He is just beating the crap out of Mankind, tossing them all over the arena. It's awesome.
Yeah, and when they're in the audience for that brief, 20 seconds, before he throws Mankind back over, there's folks in the audience just cheering him on. And one lady's asking for a high five. She's in her sweater, like hoping for a high five. But yeah, it looks like he's making it up as he goes. Which who knows if he is or not? But he chunks Mankind back over the guardrail to the ringside and then just runs and jumps like you said, and it just shows how athletic he is. He's jumped from the top turnbuckle to the outside, and then he jumped over the guardrail. It's just such a contrast from his earlier matches, especially ones with like King Kong Bundy or IRS or even Hogan, man. Like it is so different,
Yeah.
We keep, like you said, it's cliche to say he's different side of the Undertaker, but he really is, man. And after that, he just headbutts him like crazy over and over again. Then they're in the back of the ring, and he goes for old school, and this is classic right here, man. He goes for old school, but Paul Bearer jumps up and pulls the top rope, and that makes Undertaker fall and crotch himself on the top rope. And
Smart.
Yeah, that was just perfect.
He knows Undertaker better than anybody.
Exactly.
So he knew what Undertaker was going for in that moment, and he knew to trip him up there. Give Mankind control.
Perfect heat for Paul Bearer and
Yes.
Mankind at that point.
Mankind gets a spike from here from Paul Bearer, like a wooden
an instrument,
spike.
they say.
And starts just stabbing Undertaker with it.
Yeah.
And Vince McMahon is freaking out. He's saying, but it's non-sanctioned. But Vince McMahon is saying he can't be doing this.
I know.
There has to be some sort of order here. It's non-sanctioned, no holds barred. And Jerry Lawler's like telling him it's not sanctioned. Do whatever he wants. And Vince McMahon's like, well, there has to be some limit to what we see here. That's crossing the line for Vince McMahon, is that spike.
Once again, it seems like everybody's not on the same page. So you're the one who wrote this stuff. But
Undertaker gets the spike, and he gets to use it, and then Paul Bearer.
Rest in peace chance at this point too. Again, not orchestrated by Mr. Bear's opus. It's just organically, man. The crowd, when he gets that spike or that instrument and starts using it, there's rest in peace chants all over the place. So it's really cool to see. But then go ahead, what you're gonna say?
Oh, he just a lot more going on. They get a chair in here and get some chair shots on each other. Paul Bearer hits Undertaker with the urn, and Undertaker no-sells it.
And then Vince calls Paul Bearer a slug. And it's like it's not Lawler. I guess now that Bear's the heel, Lawler has to ease up on it because he's the heel commentator.
Yes, yeah.
Vince calls it like slug. And I was like, oh man, that's great. Jabba the Hutt style. So another Star Wars reference here, but. Yeah, as Bearer he hits him and Taker no-sells it, and then Vince calls him a slug, and Taker turns back around and takes a ugly chair shot to the head that completely dents that chair. I mean, that chair you can't sit in it again.
It was ugly.
It was nasty. Again, back then it was just like, that's what it was, but watching it today, it hurts. It hurts me. But yeah, he takes that unprotected chair shot straight to the head. And then Mankind does that cool move where he sets Undertaker against the ring steps and does the running knee, which he's done against, he's done it in the boiler room and he's done it all over the place. So
from there they kind of head back to the grave site again, and they end up both. Undertaker gets tossed into the grave and he pulls Mankind inside of it, so they fight inside the grave for a little bit.
Nice little tease.
Nice tease.
They haven't entered the grave yet, so.
And then. That chair shot was nasty. Then Undertaker hip tosses Mankind from the top of the gravesite to the floor. It was, at least 6 feet down to the aisleway. Just unprotected, lands straight on his hip and his back.
Yep.
And
I just wrote, no wonder Foley can't walk.
That's why he can't walk. Exactly.
It's just again, man, it's almost too much commitment to the character. Like. You've got to protect yourself.
It's bad in hindsight.
Yeah, in hindsight, but like it looks awesome. Again, it looks vicious. It looks ugly. That's what these fights between them are. They're ugly fights. They don't feel like a wrestling match. They feel like brawls, prison riots.
Yeah, prison
JR
riots.
would say here, but he doesn't have a microphone. So anyway, then they get back in the ring. They work their way back to the ring, and Mankind hits a wedgie pile driver. And he starts yanking his own hair out, and then Taker comes back with a flurry of punches, and then Paul Bearer slides a chair in the ring at this point.
I wasn't sure it was Paul Bearer because you just see the chair magically slide in the ring.
Yeah.
If you don't see who's doing it in there, it just chair comes sliding in.
Yeah, it just like slides in from stage left. You know who did it? But I think commentary said something about it. But then the Mankind hits a double underhook DDT on him. Is it the first time?
Dude love.
It's the first time we've seen that.
That's the first time I've noticed it. Yeah.
I love that move. Yeah, it's a dude love. What's that move called?
Just
the double underhook DDT.
Yeah, I don't know if he has a name for it.
But yeah, he hits it on the chair, which is cool, and then he sits there rocking with the urn, and Taker sits up, and hits nasty chair shot on the Mankind's back, which that's what you see nowadays. You see chair shots to the back. Yep. You don't see him to the head. But this one was brutal even for today's standards. So.
It was. They got some more back and forth. He leg drops the chair onto Mankind.
Yeah, page out of Sabu's book. Man.
Yeah.
It's vicious.
Back and forth again for a little while. There's so much to get through. I was just kind of jumping around, but my favorite part of the match came next. A little bit later on, they go outside. And Mankind pulls up the mats to do the pile driver again. On this little wedgie pile driver onto the unprotected exposed floor.
Yeah.
At this point, Undertaker, I'm pretty sure, makes up a move on the spot. He goes to reverse the pile driver. So he's in pile driver position. He stands up and he's holding Mankind's legs, like at his head. And I think he's gonna do Hardcore Holly's Alabama Slam.
Yeah.
That's how he's holding him. But Mankind still has his arms wrapped around Undertaker's waist, and so Undertaker, at this point, just sits down on top of Mankind's head. It just like falls backwards onto his face into the stairs. And again, I laughed out loud for the second time in this match because I don't think that's a move. But Undertaker just did it on the spot, and it looked like it hurt. So
yeah, it looked awful. Man.
Go for it, man.
Yeah, and we talked about my wrestling dummy that my aunt made me back in the day, and I used to do that move to him. I called it the backseat driver.
Well, maybe he got it
from
from
up
you.
like an Alabama Slam and
great
just
minds.
fall down. So maybe I stole it unconsciously from Undertaker. But yeah, it's disgusting. It's dirty. And yeah, it doesn't make any sense, but it works. And then they get back in the ring, and Undertaker's got the stairs.
Yeah.
And he throws him in the ring. And he just beats Mankind over and over again with him. Then he hits Tombstone.
Crowd goes nuts.
Blows up, man. Yeah, they come alive. He points to the grave.
Yeah,
we've
selling
seen
it.
People pointing to the WrestleMania sign recently, and he points to the grave, and he knows what he's doing, man.
Oh, he's great.
There's people in the palm of his hand, and they go nuts. So then he kind of does like a fireman carry all the way to the grave, right? He just kind of puts him over his shoulder and walks him back there.
Jerry Lars says, Paul Bearer, if you don't do something quick, next thing you're going to be doing is buying flowers for Mankind's funeral. But yeah, he picks him up for his dirt nap, carries him all the way to the grave, and gives Mankind a chance to recover, I guess, because Mankind goes for the mandible claw before getting tossed into the grave. Tries to hit him with the urn, and then Undertaker is able to choke slam Mankind into the grave. Again, just a nasty looking fall and bump. The crowd pops huge, and I did not remember this. Undertaker starts shoveling dirt on top of Mankind, and the bell rings. Yep. And The Undertaker wins this match. So I didn't remember The Undertaker winning this match because I remember all the aftermath.
Right. It gets lost.
That we're going to get to. But actually, Undertaker won this match. The announcers say all he has to do is put a layer of dirt on top of Mankind. All he has to do is get a little dirt on there, and the match is over. So apparently, in kayfabe, like in this world, this match was supposed to end sort of like a casket match.
Yeah.
You just close the lid, push him to the back, and then get up. This match was supposed to end, someone gets thrown in the grave, you toss one shovel of dirt on them, they're allowed to get up. Because The Undertaker just keeps shoveling.
Yeah.
The referee tries to stop him. Vince McMahon is saying, it's over, the match is over, what are you doing? What are you trying to do to him here? You're getting carried away because The Undertaker is trying to bury him alive fully.
Yeah, he's pushing referees. Several referees come out. He throws them all off the mound. Yeah, you're right. But yeah, the match is over 18 minutes and 25 seconds, but yeah, I didn't remember he won either because I remember everything that's about to happen.
Exactly.
You know, I forgot.
Yeah, so it's interesting.
About all this, so yeah.
And that's his first ever win against Mankind.
Yep.
He's lost 2 so far, and finally gets a win.
Yep.
Gets a win there, but not in the war.
Exactly.
So it wins the battle, but not the war. Because as Undertaker is beating up the referees, a mysterious masked man comes and whacks the Undertaker from behind with a shovel and starts digging up Mankind.
Yep.
That man would go on to be known as the Executioner. Would go on to have a match and play a part in the Undertaker for the next 2 months, not very long. And he, of course, would be the legendary WWE Hall of Famer Terry Gordy in a very sad state, I would say.
Oh man, it's pathetic. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, at the time, it's not like somebody that you know, an established character, is coming out to help. It's like this man in like a mask.
In like a Target Halloween costume.
It looks like the
was
guys from
awful.
Beastmaster. They eat people's skin and swallow them whole. It looks like that. It reminded me of that. And I was like, what is this outfit he's got on?
It's so cheap looking.
Yeah.
And he, I know Terry Gordy now. I didn't know Terry Gordy then, and he was kind of before my time in World Class and even in WCW. But man, Terry Gordy was a beast. He could go. He was in shape. He was a hoss, as Jim Ross
Steve
would
Austin
say.
loves him.
Yeah, he had suffered a lot of health problems before this point. Was literally a shell of himself. He's in very skinny, very awful shape. Apparently, had some brain damage too before this had even happened, and so he was just. Vince was kind of giving him a lifeline, sort of giving him a paycheck, and they were giving him a chance, and we'll see that chance does not, it doesn't go well. But here, he's just a mysterious man helping out Mankind and Paul Bearer, and so he digs up Mankind with what little bit of dirt is on him, pulls him out of the grave, and then they toss the Undertaker into the grave instead.
Yep. And the lights start to flicker, and thunder cracks in the arena. Again, this is all the part I remember, so I thought that Mankind won this match.
I thought
until we were doing research and I actually watched. I was like, no way! I know that Mankind wins this match, but no, he doesn't. But this is
surprised me.
This is all the stuff that you remember is iconic here because again, Mankind and who will become known as the Executioner. They're burying Undertaker. You got Rest in Peace chants are actually pretty loud. Rest in Peace chants. And then now comes a who's who of heels here. We got Goldust. We got Crush as what do you call Crush at this point?
Jailbird.
Jailbird Crush. He looks like he's from Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
But again, good friend of the Undertaker in real life.
That's true.
You got Triple H. You got Bradshaw. They all come out, Justin Hawk Bradshaw, to help bury Undertaker as Paul Bearer is encouraging them. And the Big D and I were speculating here, like, do you think that they just didn't realize how long it's going to take?
I don't know.
Or
Because
they did a rehearsal?
Yeah, they literally have a pile of dirt, 6 feet of dirt, and some shovels out of it.
Yeah.
Later on, when they did some Buried Alive, they had like a backhoe.
Exactly.
It's like some construction equipment to shovel that dirt on there. But they were literally going to shovel all this dirt on there. So they come out to help. I'm thinking they probably were looking at it in rehearsal or something during that day. And were like, this is going to take forever.
Yeah.
We got to get some help out here.
So they send these guys out.
And it was reminiscent of Royal Rumble in 1994 when Undertaker, 13 guys came out and had to throw him into a casket. Mankind needs some help to throw the dirt and bury Undertaker alive. But it still takes forever.
Oh,
even with
it still takes
7 guys out there, 6 or 7 guys,
Yeah.
it goes on and on and on.
Yeah, it does. And Paul Bearer's such a good cheerleader here, though. And
He is.
The
He's
rest
trying.
of peace chants are getting even louder. And Paul Bearer's like, the Undertaker is gone forever. But at this point, there's people throwing trash at the heels.
Yes.
These people must be WCW fans because that was a common occurrence. Every Nitro would end with trash thrown in at the NWO.
Yeah, they're throwing it into the grave.
Yeah, there's like Coca-Cola like cups and like lids and stuff in the graveside at this point. So people were throwing trash at the hills. That's some good heat right there.
That's how they were killing time. See, back and making it into the grave.
Yeah,
like
probably.
throwing sodas in there.
And then Paul Bearer goes. And I was like, what? Now he's like $1 million man or something. So he's paying all these guys to
Hey
show.
Man, yeah, funeral home people make a lot of money, dude. That's a good industry to be in.
So,
never go out of business there.
that's true. He's taking dirt naps all the time.
Vince McMahon is freaking out.
Yeah,
saying,
man.
You were only supposed to bury him alive, but not like this. Like how, Vince?
How?
How were they supposed to bury him alive? Not literally, I guess.
Yeah. Then we get a grave cam shot.
We got the grave
Shows
cam.
the dirt piling up.
Not during the match.
Exactly. I was say not during the match.
Poor production, man.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
Usually they're on top of things, but this was not.
We've had coffin cam, grave cam, turnbuckle cam.
Yeah, who knew Undertaker got all his own camera shots?
He's a real
dude.
innovator.
Yeah, so.
And this, again, like, I probably went on 5-10 minutes. It felt like 30 minutes of them just shoveling dirt. Vince is just, like, saying, I certainly hope something is going to happen here. Like,
Right.
we've seen Undertaker always gets up. He always survives these things. And Jerry Lawler is sort of like Bobby Heenan here, too. When Bobby Heenan used to say Hulkamania is dead, Hulk Hogan's never going to get up. He said, nope, this is it. Nothing. He's dead,
Yeah.
McMahon. He's dead. He's not getting up. Nothing can happen here. Finally, all the other heels leave.
They bail, There's Thunder and Lightning
Right,
come on. And
that
then,
happens. Yeah. Thunder and Lightning in the arena, so the extra heels run out, but Mankind, Paul Bearer, Executioner kind of finish the job. They put the last couple shovels of dirt on there. And Paul Bearer, did you notice this? He holds the urn upside down.
No, I saw that.
Yeah.
I was gonna point that out. I'm glad you saw it too. Yeah, I was wondering if that's like a symbolic thing, like like people do with other stuff. Whether it's a flag or a cross or whatever it is. Like he's
Paul Bearer knew what he was doing.
Yeah, he holds it upside down, which again, cool little nuance there, man. I'm glad we both noticed that. So yeah, really neat. He knows what he's doing.
And they stick the shovel in the grave to symbolize that they're done. And the shovel becomes a lightning rod. A huge bolt of lightning shoots from the arena. Really, really cool special effect.
Yeah.
And hits the grave. The crowd pops huge. And the show ends with The Undertaker's hand rising up out of the grave. The purple glove rises up. Vince McMahon says he will not rest in peace.
Yeah, and that's how it goes off the air. It's a cool visual, man.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's kind of cheesy, but it's cool. But like,
I don't know how they did it, man. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I don't know how he got out of there. I don't know how they made it look like his hand was coming out of the grave.
Well, because his hand comes out of the grass part, not the actual dirt. So there must have been some trap door. Like once he was finally in there, he rolled back in. But again, we don't know. And they did it well.
Cool.
Yeah, they did it well. But it's really cool. But you've been talking about how he's like, he reminds you of like a monster from a monster movie and stuff. And like the villain that won't die or whatever. Even if he's a good guy. This was perfect for that. And to me, like watching this visual of his little hand sticking up and out of there, it's just like, man, he is like a monster from a monster movie. He won't go away. And again, Vince is like, he will not rest in peace. And this is good, man. Good stuff. It was a really good, brutal match. Felt like they hate each other in real life, which they don't. They're friends, but it made you feel like that. If they can make you just suspend your disbelief, so you think they hate each other, that's really cool on them. So really good stuff.
I had low expectations going into it.
Yeah, me too.
I enjoyed it, man.
Yeah, it was good.
It's hard hitting. It's brutal. It feels like a hardcore match, but really, just a couple of shovel shots. But they're really just, it's strong style, I guess. I don't know.
A couple bumps for Mick Foley takes, but it's good.
It's brutal. And a different side of The Undertaker, and this is it for this iteration of The Undertaker. Last appearance of the purple gloves, of the purple...
Ooh, yeah.
What are those things called on his boots?
They're not
boot
shin
straps.
bars.
I don't know.
Boot strap, Bill. Bars Caribbean. Yeah, I don't know. Well, purple
I don't
boot
know
straps.
what you call those. But yeah, and we're gonna see. Not to spoil it, but Survivor Series '96, the next evolution of the Undertaker, next evolution in his appearance, and. Yeah, as the show goes off, we see The Undertaker will rise again somehow, some way. He will fight his way out of the grave. Mankind cannot bury him. Paul Bearer cannot. The Executioner cannot.
Oh, goodness.
The Undertaker's spirit will live on some way or another.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, check it out, guys. It really is entertaining. It's fun. It's hard-hitting. Again, it's just if you're a storytelling fan like Big D and I here are, the story, again, is told over, at this point, 6 months. It's just cool to see that culminate here. So,
and you can fast forward through the rest of the pay-per-view. There's nothing else.
Just watch, listen for the opening, listen to the glass break for Stone Cold and the lack of a pop, and then go back and watch Raw 25, and listen to the glass break and how the Barclays Center blew up when he heard that. And just see how far that song has come.
That would be a great experiment.
Yeah.
His music before was terrible. It's like this really
it sounds
slow.
like Goldust music and Mankind's After music.
There's so many
all the
people.
same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're all the same, and they all have piano. Jim Johnson had like this organ fetish because Undertaker has the same kind of music. They're all the same. So anyway,
you're watching Raw in '96. You can't tell who's coming out. Nobody has memorable music or anything like that, unless you're the Godwins.
Except Taker,
I guess.
And Taker and Shawn are the only ones that have like memorable music. Well, yeah, I guess the Godwins.
Oh my gosh! I was telling you earlier. I feel like the New Day and the Usos wrestle every week now. They have nothing on the Godwins and the Smoking Guns back in 1996. They're on every pay-per-view, every Raw. I feel like they fight, or the Body Donnas.
That's a 6-month feud that's not good.
Good
versus
Lord,
the
man.
Taker and
same match.
Mankind.
Oh man, awful. Anyway, we want to hear from you, all the listeners out there, all the Talking Taker creatures of the night. Hit us up on Twitter at Talking Taker. Facebook, give us a like. Follow us on Instagram, Talking Taker on Instagram. We would love you to subscribe and leave a comment, leave a rating on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play, Podomatic, YouTube, all that good stuff. Let us know. Of course, not of course, I don't know. I was meant to mention this on the last episode, but just a couple other recommendations out there. If you have not watched the WWE 24 special that premiered on the WWE Network, it's a couple weeks ago by the time this is coming out, on WrestleMania 33 from last year. Go out of your way to watch that. The Undertaker's in it maybe for 5 minutes or so. I think it's like an hour long, but it's just so rare to see Undertaker out of character. You see him driving to the arena. See him with backstage before and after the match. It's worth. There's other cool stuff on that. Those 24 specials are always really, really well done. A lot of cool stuff with the Hardy Boys on there. But if you're Undertaker marks like us, definitely go watch that. And there's also a YouTube video I put on the Talking Taker Twitter a couple weeks ago of Raw 25. Again, Undertaker's in it for maybe 30 seconds or so.
Well,
but
that's cool.
It's just cool to see him back there at the Manhattan Center, again, talking out of character. You see all the DX guys talking out of character too.
X-Pac and his dog.
It's
in a baby carrier. Yeah, cool stuff.
On his chest.
Yeah, good stuff.
It's worth checking out. And yeah, that's what you get when you follow us on social media. All that stuff. We post stuff all throughout the week.
Yep.
Pictures, videos, all the build-up. We'll have all of the build-up for this match, all those funny promos before from Raw. In the graveyard, those will be all over our Twitter and Facebook, and you gotta follow all of and Instagram because we'll put different ones on each one. So if you want to get the full picture, you gotta follow us on all of those accounts, and we follow you back too. So you'll gain followers too. So it's that simple. It's just like that, and we love it. We appreciate everybody out there listening and subscribing. It means a lot to us. We've got over 1,000 followers at this point, so that's incredible, man.
So thanks to all you guys. We appreciate it. This is episode 27, right? So. Just over half a year. So and we're enjoying it. We're just a couple marks doing it for fun, so we appreciate all the input you guys give us and answering the polls we have and stuff like that too. And again, wait on someone to take us up on if you were there. If you were there,
somebody
Buried
had
Alive,
to be at Buried Alive.
Yeah,
come on.
Someone was in Indianapolis.
You know they were.
So yeah, someone was there. Take us up on it. But other than that, go ahead.
Other than that, I got to mention, Travis is here for my birthday. Turning 32 this week and still doing a wrestling podcast and still getting wrestling action figures for my birthday. Travis gave me, if you're a fan of the show, you will understand why this is funny. He gave me mint condition Erwin Arsheister action figure.
The Elite Series.
The Elite Series. First time in the line.
Yes.
And I mean, it's an incredible figure. He's got the tie, the suspender. He's got monogram on his shirt. Just an impeccable figure that I can't wait to throw in the garbage.
Exactly. Let's tell them what your dog did as soon as you opened it.
Well, as soon as I opened it, my dog walked over and started trying to eat this figure. He chewed off the top of it. So
he hates it as much as you do.
Yeah, you can see a picture of it on the Talking Taker Instagram page.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, he also got me one of those, I don't know what they're
Funko
called.
Pop, tiny little Funko Pop.
The mini ones that are in the packet, you don't know which one you're going to get.
It's a blind bag, you don't know what's inside.
Well, I opened it up and just happened to be good old Enzo Amore.
Rest in peace.
So got a collector's item there, I guess.
That's a career taking a dirt nap, so we'll leave that there.
On that note.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Take her easy.
I don't want to be buried alive.